Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube. What's going on, people? This is Inflewence, and I'm back today with two more of the Master-Made Devastator set, or Demolisher, I should say. We got, let me look, I gotta look, concrete mixer and loader. So quite unoriginal. Scrapper and Mixmaster. That's the names that they will be going by because that's their G1 names. So yeah, they're just like before, about on par. I like these guys. I think these are some of the best ones out the bunch. Some of the best looking ones, and also functional. I guess, you know, function wise. So let's go, let me see, we'll do Scrapper first. So Scrapper, as you can see, he has this enormous, ginormous backpack, which is par for the course with these. They just have a lot of going on. Mixmaster, which he's a little more streamlined. I like him. I like the fact that you have the barrel. Looks pretty good. Has his weapon that actually goes on top of his head, and I like it better on top of his head, which is normally how he is. Do the comparisons, same comparisons that I did with the other two. You see Cerebros, which is basically they're identical, not identical, but they have the same aesthetics as they should, from Master-Made as well. Then you have a normal, I guess normal, quote unquote, normal Legends. Pull this back a little. So you got the normal Legends going on. You can see how they fare. And then you can throw the Masterpiece in there in the back just to see how big it is compared to them. So you see they're about on par, the same size as a Legends, but just proportionate, a little bit more deformed, as they should be, super deformed. And that's what they're called. So now let's check them out one by one. I like to get into the detail. So we got Scrapper here. You see his head. Head sculpt is nice. Got some tampos right there. Crotch piece, tampos, feet, rubber wheels again. You'll see more of that in the vehicle mode. Got his weaponry. See the back. You saw a little bit in the 360 spin. Got this thing. Now you can move this around. You also can take this off. And I'm not sure if you it moves down like this. I don't know, that wasn't in the directions. That might be part of the transformation, maybe. I just noticed that. I'm not sure, it could be. Maybe to get this a little more streamlined. I don't know. Articulation is limited, as with all of these, but they are pretty good. So you have the shoulder. You see his shoulder comes up like this. That's due to transformation, because you want to want it around, and it will come up. But you can just get this independent as well, I believe. Thought you could. Maybe you can't. I guess you can get it somewhat around, because this goes around. So you get it as far like that, and then get it up like this if need be. Shoulders go up, has a double jointed elbow. You have this thing that's like a flap. You can move it wherever you need it. It kind of covers up the back of his elbow when it's in robot mode. And fist wise, it goes down due to transformation. and you can move it. Fist is really tight, but get it up. See his head. Everything bumps into the head. If you want to lead the arms down, get a little more room for the head to move. You can get it all the way around. It's hard. It goes side to side, down, a little bit, not really up. It's just normal. Legs, these tires get in the way. And these guys are really not greatly articulated just because of their size and their deformities. So you get the legs out like that. But to be honest, that's not where this set excels. I think you can get enough. You get his legs. He has rocker. Like I was saying, I think you can get enough there to have them, if you have them in this mode pose, kind of, you know, dynamically. You can get enough there. If you want, you can try to cheat. You can do all that and move this up this way, or down this way, I should say, in order to get a kind of dynamic pose. You can move. So I don't think the articulation is terrible. You can have his feet. So you can get dynamic poses and things like that if that's what you want. But with this set, I think what shines is the fact that they can even turn into robots in vehicles and go into combine mode. Let's do his articulation, and then we can get into transforming them all. So like I said, his accessory, it doesn't go in that well. I don't know if it was an afterthought or because it has to fold up or fit in here, because it's already too big. I will say there are some stretch marks right there from plugging this in. It does go in smooth, however, and you see this is like the normal way that you would see him. I'm gonna leave it like that. Now in leg mode, you do utilize this as extra support in the bottom. I think is great. And his articulation is pretty good. You got this spinning. His arms are weird because you have to pull them out and try to spin them around, and then they have like some notches. So you can get the arm all the way around different ways. And you see it got stuck on that notch. Now that I spun it around, okay, I got it off. You want that all the way forward. His waist, he has a waist anyway. He has a waist too. It's more like an ab. I didn't cover that. More like an ab spin, leg spin. I did cover the knee, which isn't the greatest. And I did cover the rocker. Just want to make sure, because these guys, like I said, they're limited articulation, but they do have a lot of articulation for what they are. So you have the double joint elbow, tires, the wheels, not double joint, single jointed, you get 90 degrees. You do spin his fist, of course, fixed fist, as with all of them. He can get splits, and he does do the hurdles. So he's a little better articulated than the rest of them. His feet go down and up a little bit. And his feet does not have a rocker, which I felt it was kind of weird that he's really articulated but doesn't have a rocker. But I guess that's just what it is. He has a knee that gets you almost 90 degrees, not quite. And his head suffers from all of this stuff. And when you turn it around, it's hollow because it's how he combines. All right, so we'll get into combination. No, first vehicle, then combination. Move this, move this. And these were kind of difficult. I had trouble getting them out, but they're actually really easy. You just push on the windows. I thought the directions said just this, but you just push on that windows and then they come out. So it's the whole inner. It was unclear in the directions, just so you know. All right, so you wanna get this out, move this up, because it's gonna peg in up here, this together, and peg this down. Just quite simple. You gotta have it right, the right amount of length, so it actually kind of self-regulates. Then you have this arm that you have to spin around, and you can see in there, this pulls out, and then you can spin it all around this thing right here, that joint. And then once you have it spun like this, it has to go back up in there, and it should go in there, and you can see that notch, it grabs on right there. And you can push this in there, and you can get these where you need them. And just put that in there, and these go in. Push that all the way. This again, you want to move. And that's the first time that has happened. And that looked like it's on a pin. So yeah, but I mean, I guess that's what it is. It's not too bad, but it is something to note. So this is difficult because you see there, this is the up as the arm, and it's hooked on there. I haven't found a way. I try to pull this up, but it doesn't really work out like that. So you just got to try to get it around there, and it's difficult. As it goes without no issue. It is difficult though. And then the arm grabs on it there, but you got to push this all the way in. Then spin around, and pretty much on point. Here's Mixmaster. Pretty much, again, it's just reminiscent of his G1. It doesn't look exactly like it, but then again, not supposed to. Well, let's show. So now we can get into leg mode. You want to pull this up first, of course. Sometimes I need a tool, sometimes I don't, but my thumb is so messed up. I'm going to use a tool. Pull this out as well, because you're going to need this. So then you flip that in. Just leave that like that. Now this you want to separate from here. It seems like a lot of Mixmasters use this. It's tight the first time you do it because it's a peg that goes, that big peg right there goes in there. So once you separate both, and see, this is easy today, just because it's easy. I believe you put that back there. And you want to put these back together like this. And these go together like that. And then you have that. Now this have these two squares. You see those squares, they plug in there. And it's like, just gives it extra stability and togetherness so it doesn't fall apart. And there you go. And you have your rocker that we'll get more into when we combine them. So here we are, we have Scrapper. So just pull this out, I guess push this back down. Move this around to hide the head. When I got it, it wasn't hidden, and I thought it wasn't no way to hide it. Make sure you have this correct. Move it like this. And you can see this is splitting a little bit if you don't have it like this and try to put it down. Then when you have it like this, it shows up. Now this was a little complicated, and I'll show you why in a minute. Let me just do this arm again. I sometimes do it just as I go. Flip that, flip that. So here you go, you have it like this, and you want to flip. Wait, flip this like this. So the leg's there, and this is how the final is going to be. But not yet. So again, you got this flip. It's hard to see. I am moving it the wrong way. Yeah, probably. And that's the thing. You want to not just move this. You want to move this down here like that. Now that's where it needs to be. I realized this head was that loose on the ball joint. Now you can work on these legs, which isn't that tough. You just want to flip this crotch piece around. There's room for this piece to go. When you do that, then you want to flip this around. So it's now like this. Move these up because this will now slot into there. Move this up, slot that into there. Move this up, slot it into there. You can see, and make sure these two tabs are over under tabs. Get that together. Move this down wherever. You can slot these in. Little tabs on the side just to keep them. You probably could have done that before just to keep them together. But now you're looking at these wheels like they're too high. They are, because you take this, you see that square peg goes into that square peg there. Then with that in there, then you move these wheels down. And it plugs into the side and it makes it become a little more stable. And also backlights, double duty, like when things are like that. And pretty much it. There you have Scrapper. Got the caution right here. Got the breakup of the green tampos. I didn't know how to put these legs, these feet. I don't know if it's like that, because then it's like the feet. So I just move them like this, so it's like a little deck in the back. I don't know. But then you have Scrapper. So now let's get Scrapper in the leg mode. Scrapper is pretty simple as well. Just want to leave that right there for now. This, of course, you want to move. Move like that, and it gives it a little extra oomph. And you can move these like that down, and it's a tab right there, if I can get that in there. Again, let's pull that tab out, move it like this, then put that tab right there. Then this goes down like that. Then you can put this up like this on here. And then just move these tires back out. And you take this and plug it down here. So it's extra stability. The back of his head, which we know was popping off, and there you go. So he has a heel spur, and there you go for the leg. And you see we'll get into the ankle rocker. It's cool. Here they go in the modes, and we'll get into that in the final video. All right, so thank you for joining me for this review. All right, and I'll get up with y'all in the next video.
Life ain't over. As long as you're alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want it.